All right, here we go. We have the wonderful Savannah Hannah here today, one
Yeah.
of the contestants at Rhythm and Flow, the winner of the Megatron Challenge, and one of New York's best right now.
Hey, perfect introduction. That's how you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited. Just all the way here in the Bronx, ready to get everything going.
Yeah.
We make it happen from far away. So
No doubt. I mean, we're just gonna start like 2022 all right, like even though it's kind of like the end of like 2021, like right now this will be like the start for 2022 for TLOY right now. And I'm glad to have you as like the first interviewer for the year.
oh, really? Okay, well, I
For
feel
2022 actually. So yeah.
that's awesome. We going in with a bang. That's amazing. That's
Yeah, no
amazing.
doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
mean,
how,
so that,
how, oh, I'm sorry. I was going to ask you a question, but I'm not,
yeah, you
I can
can
ask.
ask. Yeah, you
Okay.
can
How long
ask.
have you been doing interviews? I'm just curious.
As far as like interviews for me goes, like it's been well so far. I mean, started off well like when it first started with the channel, like with 2019, with the write-ups, and then once
Got
I
you.
started to progress like within 2020, it kind of worked
Yeah.
out well here and there, and then kind of did my first in-person interviews at the end of 2020, and then started like this year out with a bang, 2021, with some good interviews here and there too. Some legends, some people from BX, Craig Mums Grant, rest in peace.
Oh, wow.
People like LaShawn Shellmans, Kiami DeVille, who played Lavender Matilda, and a whole lot of dope other acts too. And even some interesting ones that I've done that were in Rhythm and Flow back then.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I had checked out some of your work too. Your work is your write-ups are fire. I
Yeah,
look there.
thanks.
We
Yeah. No
did my
doubt, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, Savannah, we gotta start this like story off right. And I've been like watching all the interviews and watching all the other content. So you grew up in Parkchester in the BX, that's correct?
yes. I'm from Parkton. We call it PC.
True. Yeah, no doubt. So what was the environment like for you growing up as well as like your childhood? Would you say that it was like a good experience like growing up in Parkchester, or would it be like
Yeah.
very different?
I mean, like I feel like Parkchester was great to me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like the environment was still the Bronx is very cultured, it's very mixed up. It's a lot of people, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different like gangs and things like that and rivals, enemies over here. Then it's love, so it's just a big mix of just everything all at once. Was it easy to grow up where I'm from? It was better than where I know a lot of other people grow up in the Bronx. Like the area that I was in, Parkchester, is nowhere near as bad as like a lot of other areas in the Bronx. But I mean, just growing up, being a Black girl, you always got to watch your back, shit like that. So yeah, it was still that same shit. It had its rough moments, but I got through it.
Yeah,
So
no doubt.
yeah.
And yeah, it's like pretty interesting about the Bronx too, because at some points you could have like the Yankee Stadium, like at one side, you have like Highbridge, like in the next area, like the
Yeah.
Bronx, like science school, like at one point, and then you can go to like Co-op City at like another point too. So it's kind of like interesting how
It's
there's a balance
yeah.
between like the working class and the festivities like around there too. So
Yeah, and everything's pretty close together too. So we all like right up under each other's necks. To be honest, it's like you go to a whole different. You go over to Co-op City, and then you go to Yankee Stadium. It's two totally different worlds, different atmospheres, different swag, all of that. But we're all still in the Bronx, so it's pretty
yeah.
interesting.
No
hmm
doubt. And then I guess like before like the rap career started, you progressed like in doing makeup professionally, and then you actually worked for Mac at one point, and you went to beauty
Yeah,
school too. So
yeah, yeah. I did all of that shit. Yep. I was like the beauty school. I still do beauty, so I still do my own hair, my own makeup. That's always gonna be something that just resides within my heart. But like I tried to do the makeup before. I was working for Mac. I lost my job over some dumb shit, and I went to beauty school because I felt like I needed to prove a point. Because at the time when I was working in Mac, you didn't need a license to work there. So that was my first job. You know, I got my ass out of there and I said, you know what, let me learn the real shit. Let me get me a certification. So I went and I had got me my license. And I was rapping in class. I was rapping over my damn mannequin head. I've
And
always how to like flow, and it just, yeah, I'm happy I'm where I'm at now.
yeah,
Cause yeah, it's way better than just being up under a whole bunch of snobby motherfuckers. Some of
yeah,
them was, but yeah, you know how it is working like retail and shit. So
yeah, no doubt. And
yeah.
like, even with makeup
Hey,
too, like,
oh,
oh,
that is, hey, can you move?
uh,
Ripley. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no doubt. Like that was a good cameo, like right there. I wanted to talk about like that whole, like I wanted to add this like one point on, the increase of like new like lash techs, like certified like lash techs, certified, makeup artists, and all these the people too like rising up to versus like back then. So I guess like back then versus like before, like versus now, like it wasn't really as like oversaturated before as like now, where almost every girl like on the block is like a certified like lash tech.
Yeah, it's kind of like they caught on to the shit, because to be honest with you, if we're being technical, beauty never goes out of style. You know what I'm saying? It's like you always need your hair done, right? It's
Yeah,
like if I'm a barber, and I was to do men's haircuts or or women haircuts, you always need a shape up, you always need your line redone. So it's a never ending thing. It's just, it only gets bigger and it just keeps expanding. History repeats itself. Old trends come back. There's so much money in the beauty industry. So now it is pretty oversaturated, with a lot of people that are getting into it. And yeah, it's very competitive. It's cool. I still love it. I do it because it's part of me more so, not just the money.
yeah,
It's
no
beauty is
doubt.
something I always love to play around with.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think with beauty standards for women versus for men, like I know like there is still like a high regard like in beauty in that sense too, like on how people have to do like their hair, nails, like makeup done, their eyelashes. Like for us,
Yeah.
it's just the typical like beard cut, or like might have to do like a shave down there, your typical like cut, like maybe once in every 2 3 weeks, or maybe once in
Yeah.
every week. So
The men is wearing lace fronts now. You heard about that?
yeah, I mean with the whole like Tory Lane situation, and Funk Master Flex like getting like lipo at 1.2, like
I didn't know Funk had lipo.
this is like maybe
I
like
didn't. Oh shit! You see, we learning all. Listen, go ahead. Tell me he got
yeah.
lipo.
So I think this is like a year or two back, but Funk Master Flex took it to Instagram like a while back to actually do like lipo on his body. And
Oh wow!
he decided, because like instead of like losing weight like the normal
Wow.
way, like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do like lipo. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. The men nowadays, they're very much tapped into the beauty part of things too. A lot of men are wearing like lace front beards, you know what I'm saying? They're spray painting their hairlines. Like it's really, really crazy now that you see. It just keeps getting like, wow, it's, I guess things get more advanced. So that's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, no
But
doubt.
yeah,
um just getting back onto like the whole like rapping part, like you've talked about like how you started like rapping at 1.2, and then how you were like influenced by like others, like when you spoke about it during the show, and then also speaking about it like in previous interviews. But like what inspired you to become a rapper and musician like at the same time?
yeah, I feel like I was really inspired by like I always grew up listening to music, period. I've always loved to rap. So like I'll be in just anywhere, even in high school. Like I used to like be the girl that's at the table making beats, doing my little beat thing, flaming somebody. They call it flaming when you cutting somebody ass, which cutting somebody ass, I don't know if y'all say that in Toronto, but if I'm cutting somebody ass, I'm like coming at somebody. Like, yo, like, how they be like, yo, mama smell like, So
Yeah,
like you rap, you could cut ass or you could make jokes. I used to do that shit in raps. I used to like flame people in raps. Like, and people would tell me, some of my homies would be like, yo, Vanna, you dead could flow. Like you just sound like you got some, like you could flow. And I'm like, whatever. But it just always was something that I love to do. Then I remember I used to chill around one of my homies, my girl and her man. And like, he used to rap a lot. And I used to listen to like him playing his music. And I remember asking him like, yo, I want to get in the studio. And he kind of just was like, you know, for real? Really? And I'm like, yeah. And then like, I ended up meeting my friend KJ, which he's my best friend now. My best friend. I met him at a club at an event, and he told me he rapped. And I just was like, yo, like, I was at that time, that was around the time where I had like freshly like lost my mom. Like, and I was just like, I didn't lose her yet. I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, she was in her last stages, to be exact. And I met him, and I just like remember wanting to get in the studio. I wanted to record. I wanted to speak. I just wanted to get out my voice. Cause me, I'm very vocal, and like my emotions, I always need to push them out. I don't hide them well. You understand? I'm not one of those people who sits around and like could be going through things and it's just like gangster. Nah, I gotta cry. I gotta talk. Like, I just want to get in the studio. Then I lost my mother. She passed away. And then I was locked in after that. It just never changed. Like, I was in the studio every day. And here I am. Like, so yeah, it's been 4 years since then. 4 years now altogether. So
yeah, no doubt. And I guess, you know, like at first, like at some points too, like I know like there's like certain stigmas where, you know, with more like female artists, like usually like they get treated more differently than like, you know, like towards like male artists, like when it comes to like making music or to like speaking with producers, you know, because some producers, you know, they'll, or engineers, they'll say, hey, you got to do this and that for me to like cut your record instead for like the male acts that, hey, I'll just do this like easily for you. Like, do you feel like you've noticed that like at certain trends too, like when you first started like in your like career?
Hell yeah. Women get treated completely different than men do. I feel like, you know, it's kind of just like that alpha male type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? And women fucking are very powerful. Women are powerful. Our power is very intimidating. Why? We're very strategic. We're intelligent as fuck. And like, I'm not saying men aren't, right? But I'm saying like, we can do what a man does, period. Like, I'm very big on that. Like, I feel like a woman can do what a man does. And that intimidates some men. It doesn't intimidate all men. Men who know who they are and are secure, they're not really scared of a woman that can come through and dominate. That should be just a great thing, something that's admirable, you understand? But I feel like for men who need their ego stroked, they like to deal with weaker women, especially in the industry. So that's like another reason why too. I'm like, I ride solo. Like, I'm really solo. I'm still independent. I don't have management. Like, you know, I've dealt with like a lot of flimsy, flaky motherfuckers that kind of just, you know, try to feed me just bullshit. And I'm very much just, I speak up. I'm not rocking with that. But it's just how women get treated though. You know, like, I don't take it too personal. I just think it's something that needs to change because yeah, women are fucking, we're the shit. We're very powerful. We're very dope. We're very, you know, highly dedicated. We can't be stopped. So we just should, you know, we should just be put on the throne where we belong. We're queens, you know. But hey, some women they cater to the men, and they like to just be submissive to what, you know, what they're supposed to. I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah.
Not me. Yeah.
I know what you mean too. And, you know, with a lot of women who follow with that pursuit too, you know, they don't have to worry about like having their masters owned to like something else or to being owed like certain communications, because like even like with a lot of like independent like female acts, they own their masters just as much as the male acts. They own their own communication just as much as like the other like male acts too. So it really like doesn't make, you know, like a crazy difference on how the idea of ownership is. It's just they're like in the same like sort of like level too. It's just that female like women who rap, you know, are doing it like 110 times like more like better and efficiently than, you know, like some male rappers, you know. And you know, that's kind of like the truth. So
that is a great, and I feel like another thing, like, it's like you said, a lot of women, you know, we own our masters, we own this, we do that. We're songwriting, we don't got ghostwriters. We're putting in all the pain we're making it all come together, and we're just getting more powerful. That's why at this point, it should just be something that's like respected, you know? But then, like I said, you got your fair share of women who will continue to cater to a man and try to stroke a man's ego. That shit to me though it's coming to an end. It's slowly but gradually coming to its own end, like, cause it's so different nowadays. Like, women have so much leeway. You understand? Like, yeah, it's a real takeover, especially the industry right now. Come on, it's women dominating this shit. Absolutely, females dominating this shit. So you have a great tattoo, yeah. 100%.
No doubt. So getting back into like more of your influences. So aside from like rap and like hip hop, what other like artists or genres were you like mainly like influenced by? And in the future, who would you like to like work with someday, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I've always been really inspired by just honestly, like, definitely just hip hop, period. I also grew up watching a lot of like I was like a little cornball. I was very much into my Cheetah Girls, you know what I'm saying, my High School Musicals, all that artsy cute stuff from Disney Channel from way back. That shit used to inspire me alone. Just seeing people singing, spreading their emotions and dancing and being colorful. That is Savannah Hannah, 100%. I'm a colorful, fun being that just likes to turn up. Then I grew up listening to a lot of male rap. My mother raised me on a lot of male rap, right? So I grew up listening to a lot of like male rap from my city. Styles P, Cameron, Dipset, Joel Santana, a lot of the heavy hitters from out here. Then I started hearing Nicki Minaj. I started listening to, when she had her era, when she first came out, it really was like a big like, oh shit, you know, because she's rapping amongst a lot of men. So this is just my time frame of just shit I listen to. Missy Elliott, fucking all of the women from my city, period. The rap women from my city, they go crazy. So I just grew up seeing a whole bunch of that. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit together, it was just inspirational, honestly. And it showed like, you know, that wow, like it's women doing this and finding out a lot of these artists that are from New York City. Come on, man. That should motivate anybody that's from New York City watching this shit. These are people that live in Queens, Brooklyn. Come on, Jay-Z, Brooklyn, Harlem. That's right down the block. Come on.
Yeah. And you know, BX2, yeah. No doubt. I mean, like even like BX2, like you have like Remy Ma, like from like Castle Hill.
Yeah, I think he lived like not too far from where I lived at on my in my area in Parkchester.
Yeah.
That's Big Pun. Come on, all the greats, like.
Yeah. No doubt. As far as like your creative process goes, so what's your creative process like when making music, and what would like a day in the studio be like for you?
Okay, a day in the studio with me. How's that go? Tea, right? I like tea. I like a lot of herbal tea. My process is always with herbal tea. Somewhere, if I'm in the studio, you're gonna see a fucking cup with a tea bag inside of it, even if it's full and cold, because I just need this shit. Like aesthetically, it just pleases me. But yeah, like definitely just I like being in I like my room dark, right? I love lights. I love neon lights. And when I get in the studio, I just like to hear the beats. I dance a lot. Usually I'm grooving. Then the lyrics just start flowing with me. If I don't feel the beat, I don't feel the song. And I know that's cliche. Most artists say that, but like the beat has to capture me instantly, right? And then my mind goes into just this story, whatever lyrics come to me. So it's kind of just like really organic. Good vibes, hot tea, bad bitch shit. You know the vibes. You just a little bit. That's it. And like I said, really big on just hearing beats. I don't knock everything either though. I'm very good with like I have this mind where like I can flip from like my creative to my business to creative. I'm an artist, I'm a creative first, but like sometimes I might come up with lyrics in my head before the beat even really sits in with me. Like it's just, I'm crazy. I don't even know how to describe this shit. I'm just a nut. But it come together. I make sure it sound good, you know, so.
No doubt.
No, I don't know if that makes Yeah.
So if there's no actual like herbal tea in the studio, would you get your tea from either like Starbucks or from like Dunkin' Donuts? Because I think those are
I,
like the only
yeah, I love Starbucks. Do you like Starbucks?
like there's a Starbucks like everywhere in my city. So like you can either get Starbucks or the local based one, which is like Tim Hortons. But I know
Okay.
in New York you get like
It's just there.
Dunkin' Donuts. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Dunkin' like that no more. I don't know what happened to them. They fell off to me. But like you said, Starbucks is on every corner, so it's kind of just where you would gravitate to or where you would go. But me, yeah, if I have to make a run, I have to make a run. But I don't get in the studio without tea, like at all. I need it. It helps my probably my vocals too. Like I'm very loud when I rap, so you need to make sure I was gonna say you're moisturized. That doesn't make any sense. You have to make sure.
Your throat's like more cleansed and more active in terms of the diaphragm and all that. So yeah.
On thank you. You got it.
Yeah.
You exactly what all of that you just said just now. Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Good. Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. So before Rhythm and Flow, like you mentioned that you rapped to Rich the Kid and Cardi B at like one point.
Yeah.
How was that like experience, like for you, like meeting them, and did they manage to give you like any advice like since then?
Yeah. Like when I met, first of all, Cardi B is so tiny in person. She's adorable. She's very, very little. And then Rich the Kid, he just looks like a rock star dude. And I remember when they had came in, my heart just like flew out of my ass. And I was just like, okay, this is happening. This is real life. This is happening. And I don't have that much rap experience. So what the fuck am I about to do? So it was just like that feeling. But I'm a perfectionist. So I kind of like will give you a nice show. And that was my main goal, to be memorable. So when I rap for them, that's exactly what happened. Like Cardi B, she loved me. And like Rich the Kid, he fucked with me too. I didn't get any advice from her right on the spot, but Cardi B did give me some advice when I got sent home from Rhythm and Flow. And she kind of just told me to be more sure of myself, to be more fierce, to be more dominating, to be more confident. Cause I second guess myself a lot and it's very visibly noticeable. Like you could kind of see it. I'm hard on myself. So like, I'm the girl that's like, I'll do a verse and like spit it to you and be like, do you like it? Like, how does it sound? Instead of just being like, fuck that. I like the way it sounds. So this is what I'm going to do. She's seen that in me. So she was telling me like, you have to be way more stronger and believe in yourself harder, So if you go and rap, you're in the industry. And that's kind of what she told me. You're in an industry full of men, full of people, full of no's, full of people that's going to not feel you like that. But you got to always fuck with yourself. And that was really, really valuable information. It never left my head.
Yeah.
Never. Up. So great experience.
Yeah, definitely not. It's pretty interesting too, just like hearing it from a perspective and, just like watching the advice that she gave you and then like even like at the end of the show too, because I think she compared you like, like you guys could be like very good friends. I think she said that like in the ending part too. So like it was kind of like interesting, like in that sense too. But like, even being on Rhythm and Flow until that Cypher episode, which ended, how was like the experience like when you made it that far to go to LA, meeting other people and like working on your craft like from then?
Well, Rhythm and Flow, it was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing for me doing that. I actually met my girlfriend on that show, who I'm with now. Her name is Maddie Mook. She's also an artist. That was a blessing. Cause I didn't expect that to happen out of everything. But besides even just that, knowing and gaining that strength within myself of feeling like, wow, Vanna, you made it on TV. You've been rapping. At the time I was rapping, I think for 2 years, because that show was 2 years ago. I only had 2 years of studio experience. And I felt like God showed me, I'm a big believer in God. I was shown at that moment, like, you are a powerful force, way more powerful than what you even know you are. So getting on Rhythm and Flow, getting sent home, fighting for my spot, all of that shit was a beautiful experience for me. I don't wish that it went any other way. I do not wish that I won the show. None of that. I'm happy I went home when I went home because I needed to work. But it was an eye opener, and it just showed me like, yeah, like you're gonna be some big shit. Like you're gonna be some big shit. And I feel like I'm on my way to that right now. That's why I just keep on working. But yeah, Rhythm and Flow was it was dope experience. It taught me to stay up. I'm on set. Even though the show was short and it appeared that way, I was filming for a while, So yeah, it made me a beast.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. And like seeing like how other people like connect with each other like on that show, like when I like started like watching like a while back, but I still watch like some parts now, and I see like the chemistry between other people is like very interesting too. Like you have people who come from like a very different perspective of music, like Old Man Saxon and Nike Turbo, to people who are really like in depth about it, like with D Smoke, with London B, Sam B yourself, Caleb, even Beans too. Like it's kind of like very interesting to see like different perspectives and that, like how people like mesh together. Like there'll be like some people who will get into drama, like if you notice like in the next episode there was like some drama like right there too, and then you have some people who at one point like almost like gave up on that point too, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of different perspectives on that show. People from different storylines, people from different struggles, people from different rap backgrounds, and it was a lot of a mix. But I feel like that shit was dope. It just make you, once again, the shit should make you way more tougher. You dealing with other people that's no joke either. Everybody on that show was good. Facts. So yeah, everyone was good on that show. Like,
yeah. Definitely. And I think in that episode too, King Los was helping everyone on preparing their ciphers and such. So did you manage to like interact with him like during that session? And what were some things that you kind of like soaked up like knowledge wise from his sessions?
From King Los, I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't really get to like vibe with him too much. He's great, very lyrical, dope, smart guy. And I respect him a lot. I see like, like I started doing more of my research on him after the show. Actually, I didn't really know too much. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. But when I started looking at his flows and a couple of his freestyles, and I'm like, like, he go hard. Like, did I really get anything from him though? I'm not gonna lie, not really. Like, I know that he heard me rap, but no criticism. It wasn't really no connection at all. No disrespect. No, I'm not trying to sound like, an asshole or nothing, but can't really talk about nothing I don't know about, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like to each his own, like in their sense too. And like once like after like the show happened on Netflix, what was like the impact for you like once it was like finally shown? And did you ever receive any like recognition or criticism or other impacts from that show? Either
Oh yeah, a whole bunch of motherfuckers that watched it talking about, Savannah, you got it. Next time you gonna do better, girl. That rap, the bar that you said wasn't that good, and I thought that you had, I felt like you could have came stronger, and I was like, man, shut the fuck up. I was just like, shut up, because you know what, you wasn't. This is the thing, all right. I brought my ass all the way to LA. I fought for that spot. You wasn't there. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know me. So, I heard a couple of critiques and I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm not upset that I'm not on that show. You got to understand, this is a machine that don't stop working. I do not stop working. You think Rhythm and Flow is going to be the last thing that I do that's major? No, like, I'm going to keep on going and I'm going to keep on impacting. I got on that show and did exactly what I was supposed to do. I told my story, and you know what? The feedback that I got from people that went through what I went through, people that have lost a parent, people that have went through struggle, whether people feel like my story was a sad story, and I don't give a fuck about that. My story was a real story. My story was an underrated story. My story was a story that don't get talked about enough. You understand? People lose parents all the time at young ages, and nobody talks about how much that shit fucks you up in your head for the rest of your life. You understand? Because it's like, suck it up. Nah. So I went on that show and did exactly what I had to do. And I impacted and influenced a whole bunch of other young individuals and people younger than me, people older than me. And that's God's work right there. That was what I came to do, and done, did it. So I got my critiques. I don't really care about, too much of that. I second guess myself, but I also know my mission. Does that make sense? Like, so nobody's gonna check me.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna really check me. I'm gonna hear you, but I don't hear you though. Like, I listen, but sometimes it just go in one ear, come out the other. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, no doubt. It's, people's journeys are like kind of like different too, like in that sense. And I actually read this book, called Stillness is like the Key by like Ryan Holiday. Like, I don't know if you know that book by any chance.
All right, I read. So if that's a good book, then I'm gonna have to write that down. Is it a good book?
Yeah. So like it talked about like how other people had to do like sort of like different things in order to attain like a clear like mindset to attain like that destination or that goal that they had to do. Like it would even like relate to like Buddhism, like self-help and like therapy in that sense too. So some
Oh wow.
people would take like some days off to work on like certain things, like all alone. Like I think Bill Gates, they talked about like how Bill Gates had to be away like in a cabin like in the woods for like 2 weeks to kind of be clear-headed in like his decision making. Some
Wow.
people like practicing like other skills like doing a mantra or doing like other things to attain that goal, like Rashawn Green, who used to play for the Dodgers, to like hit homers and all that. And then even other people who had to do that like before a game too. So it's kind of interesting like on how other people do certain things too. So
that is really interesting. And I wrote the book down. I want to check it out because yeah, I'm like in a real reading phase right now. So I've always read books, but like right now I'm like very just engaged with reading right now. It's very helpful for me actually. So I can check that out. Stillness.
And just even doing like the same like everyday routines, like even though like this isn't like the end like for your career and all that, like the skills that you're doing like right now, like the typical like routine, like it will like work out like in the long run in that sense too, if it's like consistent. So that's kind of like how like Ryan Holiday points out for certain people like on how to maintain that success, how to maintain that goal point in that sense too, to be still like in their like overcomings in their tasks. So yeah.
Yeah, well yeah. You definitely have to keep just pushing, and exercising what you're working towards, like the skill sets that you have, increasing your knowledge on your skills, and just keep trying to be greater and greater. Whatever your version of great is, just keep egging, keep shooting for it. Keep shooting for it. So that's that's exactly how I do it too.
Yeah. No doubt.
Definitely.
Yeah. And like I heard, like more of the Hannibal like EP and the Savannah Hannah Malibu Unlocked EP, like just from finding it on Apple Music. I mean, I didn't I couldn't find the project on like those projects on Spotify, but I heard the singles.
Because it's some dumb shit. Yeah, like I had management at a certain point. First of all, my Hannibal EP, Malibu Unlocked is, those are both my bodies of work, but like Malibu Unlocked is more playful. Hannibal, that's like I recorded every single song myself. Like I did all of the hard labor behind that, all of it. Recorded it every single night. I had like a little studio that I had built up, and I fucking put my all into that shit. And that album means a lot. That EP means a lot to me because it's my first body of work. And it got removed because of some dumb shit, some dumbass shit, off of Spotify, which I was really, really sad about because I love Spotify and I love like how it's set up, but it's just so unfortunate. Sorry, just because you mentioned it, I'm like, that's why it's not on Spotify, because it's like some shit happen. But okay, it's on Apple Music. So you heard it on Apple Music. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed it on like Apple Music and such. So like I did like check out like some of the stuff too. Like not music wise, but like just like finding like whatever songs are on there. The only thing I could find was like more like on the Spotify stuff, like which were the singles, which were very dope too in a sense too. So I'd have to like listen to it more cohesively like on Apple Music like once I checked that out. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for tapping in. Thank you for streaming. I appreciate all of the listens, and whenever you get a chance, go back and listen. Spotify, like I said, right now, the music that I have up there is a little bit more of my spunky, playful side, but I'm definitely coming out with more of like more of a body of work, like an album, and like I feel like Hannibal is really where you're gonna probably hear like the most versatile Savannah Hannah, my real work, you know, especially like it's a song I have called Code that I feel like I really bled on, and I let loose and just talked about more of just what I got going on inside. So it's more of that coming soon. The playful shit is cute, but yeah, I'm coming for like, you know, I gotta really let people have it real quick, because yeah, I've been working really, really hard. So
Yeah, no doubt. But as far as like this one aspect that I've heard, so you managed to work with Symbolic One, the producer. So how did that come about, and how was that experience like, you know, working with him? So, and what advice did he give you on like becoming successful like in the industry and such?
yeah, Symbolic One, he is like, he's a beast. That guy's a beast. I had met him because I actually did this rap. I used to do a lot of rap videos on Instagram. I still do sometimes. And there was this competition with this group called Airbit. I believe, I don't know if they're from the UK or like London, or, you know, I don't know where they're from exactly. I forgot. But they had a rap competition, and Symbolic One dropped the beat and I rapped over it immediately. I had a whole song for it. And Symbolic One actually like wasn't too far from where I was staying at. I also lived in Texas, so he wasn't far. He was actually residing in Texas. And it's so crazy how it happened. Like, I'm trying to think, how the freak did it happen? I had management at the time that I believe my manager at the time was doing his wife's hair, something really crazy like that. And like, I think they told us one day to swing by. And I literally met this man in person, and his son too. His name is Vonnie Cage. He has a son. His son actually produced one of my songs on my Hannibal EP. It's called Always Something. They're both monsters. They're both monsters. His son's a monster. His wife is an angel, and Symbolic One is a beast. So like, he basically was just like telling me like, you know, you got it. You got it. You got it. Like, you sound great. Your voice is great. Your delivery is great. You know, just keep creating. That's all it's about, you know? So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, this question I didn't really add on for a bit too, but I noticed that, you know, you're more prevalent like on TikTok nowadays too, and you actually have like high engagement in terms of like content, in terms of the variety of videos that you put, and just like the trends that like you follow on. So how do you like maintain like that engagement in that sense to, you know, creating like good content, getting like many like reels, like many shares in that sense too, and you know, just engaging like with likes and such?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's actually like, it's not the easiest thing in the world, right? You know, a lot of people are like influencers. So besides me being like a musician, I do consider myself just a public figure, in a sense of like, you know, I do a lot of motivational things. I do a lot of beauty things still. So I try to tie in every skill that I have into my social media so it can stay fun, right? So it is very much like a job as well. I'm up every day. I'm thinking of new content. I'm trying to create. Sometimes I have to detox from my phone, and I take a break and I put my shit aside, because it's just a little too much for me. And I need to just remember that life is real and we're here, and social media is here, right? And even though it seems like they're going hand in hand, they're not the same. Real life is real life. So I have to connect back to reality. So I do get swarmed into it, but I love it. I love it because I feel like I'm inspiring a lot of people from what I hear. I have a lot of dope supporters, and there's a lot of other creative people that are on these apps that are very inspirational as well. So yeah, it's tough. The shit is tough. It's not no 1, 2, 3 type of thing. It's not something that is easy at all. You know, it's like very much doing that. And I'm writing bars, I'm writing lyrics, I'm writing songs. I do everything on my own for the most part. So it's like, this shit is hard, but I love it. Right. So passionate about it.
Yeah, no doubt. from looking at social media too, and like even like thinking about TikTok, would you say that like social media played like a big role in how you are like today, like like in the public audience too, like even like with winning that whole like the Megatron challenge, having like a high presence on TikTok and all that, and just kind of like engaging in like many streams and getting like other opportunities from that?
Hell yeah. Social media has also been a blessing for me as well. Social media, I've been on social media for years. I've been on social media. I was on Facebook. I used to be Facebook famous. That's what they called it. I was going to events. I was dancing. I was hanging out with a lot of people that are like really big now, big timers now, or like, famous now, like from back then. I've been on social media. I've always loved it. I have a passion for it. I have a passion for making videos. I've been doing YouTube. And yeah, it definitely has done way more good for me than anything else. Like, of course, social media has its negative shit, but like that Megatron stuff, me rapping and doing that, posting that, getting that acknowledgement, that type of shit, like that shit is from hard work and dedication on social media. Social media can take you all the way up here if you know how to maneuver. You'll have your business flourishing. You know what I'm saying? I think that it can be a blessing depending on the type of person you are, right? So if you are someone that's just consumed in that shit and like it dictates your life, you're fucked. You gotta know the difference. You gotta have balance. You gotta know real life and you gotta know business. Social media for me, business. Yeah. Straight up. Real life, that's my fun and my family. Social media is business for me. And and it's business in a sense of I'm putting out my music. I'm independent. I ain't got no label pushing me. I don't have none of that shit. So it's like, yeah, I get busy.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's right. So you know how it is. Like, if you're doing a whole bunch, let's say you're doing a whole bunch of interviews, like you got to take a second and kind of go, okay, hold on, let me get my mind together because you're a creator as well. Coming up with questions, doing this, doing that. That shit takes time. You got to take a second and get into your mode. Then you go back at it, but you got to know balance. So balance is key.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's what every person has to do, like when creating something unique too. And it's all about like finding like what your audience like versus what your audience like doesn't like too. And then I've noticed it like when I had this whole like rhythm and flow interest, like there was like a lot of people that were actually eliminated in the audition process that were never really covered like in that sense too, other than the people who made it. And I wanted to give them like that shine too, and to find out like how their experience too. Yeah, no, exactly. So like with the JPEGs, with the BDX, the Dons, with a whole lot of like other people that I might have like interviewed, toy soldiers too. And just like even like speaking with someone who has made it so far too, it is like interesting to hear like these different perspectives like in that sense too. So
yeah. No, it's everyone has like a whole different outlook. It's crazy. I know you probably hearing what I'm saying. It's probably a different, different perspective. Some people had more negative things to say. Some people have more positive. Yeah, like it's all about just like perception, how you kind of looked at it and how you took it in. But I just made it something. Yeah, I tried to avoid. And I got a lot of negative shit, like a lot of shit talking, a lot of blogs like saying fucked up shit about me. And I heard a lot of shit and I just blocked it, right? I don't pay no mind to that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was an experience. So that's what it is,
Exactly. And I know what you mean too. And, just like with these last two questions that I have left. So this one pertains like more about like health too. So I know that you mentioned in the show that you lost your mom to breast cancer. My condolences, by the way, too. But speaking more in the aspect of doing the tribute song like for her, and the idea of health too, like you did like a tribute song, and then but I just wanted to also find out like if you ever did like any other awareness about the idea of breast cancer and like the issues that it brings forth. And since then, had you like, was it like more like, were you more like conscious like about like healthy active living or just like health in general, like since that like other aspect in your life?
That's a really good question too. Really dope question. Yeah, like when I guess when I had went through that, it was more of like a, yeah, I feel like I definitely need to create more music, which I have actually in a stash, more, speaking on my story specifically and my mom and stuff. It's very hard to actually get in the studio and do it. I'm not gonna lie. So like you said, like, you know, has there been any more tributes or any, I have worked on some stuff recently that, I just would, you know, just deep shit where I just couldn't make it through the whole track, or I'm crying, or it's really hard to rap actually about my mom. Very hard. You know, as much as I talk about her, like to really tap into that story and like make a song out of it is not easy. I always keep things pretty surface when I talk about her. But I feel like it definitely changed my life. And even my health, even like the way I maneuver. It's a lot of things I don't really eat like that anymore. My mom, she fought for a long time, you know, but I also do remember like maybe habits or stuff that she was doing. It probably wasn't the healthiest, or, you know, even though you can't go back and change the past, but I take in everything and I try to move different and be as healthy as I can be. So yeah, like, you know, and I plan in the future, I'm hoping just to like, be able to do like charity events, but like deeper than just giving money and donating. I want to walk up and like cancer treatment like in centers and like bake them like food and like healthy stuff. And I want to talk to people. I want to motivate. I want to like do speeches. I want to do all of this. Is my goals in life. This is all I want, is to speak to people about just staying strong. And I would love to speak to women that were my age. I was 19 when my mom passed away. I would love to talk to young girls that lost their mom to the same thing, you know? So it's just so big for me, my vision for that. Like, I just want to really, really do so much with that. So that's a really good question. No one's ever asked me that, but yeah, like I talk about that all the time. Yeah.
I wanted to add like a little bit further, like before the end, but like I do feel like health is important too. Like we both live in like very like similar countries, like the USA for you and then Canada for me. So North America as well, like it is like crazy, like with health issues, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, anything else too. And a lot of it comes like either directly from food or just improper diet. So I know, like in some cases too, some people choose to be vegan, or some people choose to be like more active, more like in that sense too. I don't know if you've like ever looked at like different lifestyles for a bit too. So like, you know, like
I tried. I was vegan for 2 days. And then I almost collapsed on one of my clients because I braid hair. I almost collapsed on her. Like, I was like fucking like on a chair like this. Like, she was like fanning me because I was running off of spinach and fucking broccoli and fake beans and shit. That shit, I respect vegans because it didn't work for me. So anybody who's vegan, I respect them because that shit hard. Just saying.
Yeah.
I
mean,
throw that in.
Yeah. I mean, for me too, like just to add in, like so I'm Christian, so basically we have to practice like a certain like fasting, you know, for a certain period. So we only eat like vegan stuff. So like sometimes it could work too, depending on like what you eat too, because you could only eat like breads and then, you know, vegetables, like in that sense too. Others, like it kind of depends too. So kind of just depends on how you want to eat it, like what styles you want to eat it, like in that sense too. So
exactly
yeah.
How much you consume, you got to consume a little bit more than, you know, a different diet. You got to probably eat more just to fill yourself up. Yeah, it's tough. I wanted to do it so bad. Maybe one day I'll try again.
Yeah, no doubt. So Savannah, before like we head off to, so in this timestamp it's December 27th, 2021, but like we're gonna do this in 2022. So starting next year, 2022, what's next for you in terms of like music or other creative projects? And do you have like any final words you would like to say for any creative or any person out there pursuing their dreams?
Yeah, so definitely I definitely plan on dropping an album absolutely next year. That's going to happen. I'm going to drop an album next year. More videos. I'm delivering way more content, musical content, videos, I'm doing that. I will make sure I get some shows into. I want to perform in some places. Maybe one day I'll be in Toronto and have a show out there. You guys have like amazing producers. I work with like really, really dope people from Toronto, actually, even right now. So I would love to like travel more, do more shows, keep on pushing my pen, keep being great with the lyrics. I want to keep on upping my lyrical content, and sharing my message, staying motivational, staying positive, and just being that, because I'm a feminist. I'm really big on, like I said, just women empowerment. I want to keep that pushing. And 2022, yeah, so it's Savannah Hannah just going full blast, full boom, bada bing bing. I'm going hard. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't stop. So let's see. I'm excited. I'm working on a lot of shit, a lot of shit on the low too. So yeah, everyone's gonna see what time it is with me. And my final words for anybody who is an aspiring artist in any form, music, any type of creative stuff, videographer, photographer, whatever you do. Don't second guess yourself, but do your homework, do your research on your craft. And there's never like a point where your research should stop. Knowledge is like inevitable. Like it just keeps, it's just forever. Learn your shit. Don't take advice from people who ain't in the same field as you, because they can't give you no real valuable advice. Just like my girl always says, she says, don't take cooking lessons from a pilot. Like you wouldn't ask a pilot how to, or a chef how to fly a plane. Like you need to get your shit from the people that actually is in the field. And you can do it, literally. You can do it. Consistency is fucking key. If you stay focused to your craft, just try 365 days straight. Try to focus, do something for your craft every single day for 1 year. And I promise you, you're gonna elevate so quick you don't even know how the shit happened. I promise it works. I've done it. Dedicate myself every single day. At least a little piece of my day goes on something that I'm working on with my music. Never fails. So yeah, and you could do it. That's it. It's, sky's the limit. Like, matter of fact, it ain't no limits. We got this. It just keep going. So that's my advice. That's what I would say. My final words.
Yeah, no doubt.